Surprise! What is going on? Welcome to the blerddadpodcast. I am your host, Glennlawrence. This is a space where we have unfiltered conversations and nerd out about fatherhood. Hey, I guess you didn't think we were going to be having a surprise episode, but we are. We got a bonus one for you today, which is surprising because I am dead tired. So if I say something crazy tonight, just realize I'm tired. Give me a pass because this baby ain't letting us sleep. We're up every couple hours, and it's a lot. It's harrowing. It's a harrowing experience, but I recommend it for everybody so that we can all suffer together. Tonight we got on Tim Miller. He's going to be talking to us a little bit about handling it all, juggling it all, being a great black dad. And we'll probably get into some nerd stuff too. But before we do that, let's talk about our sponsor, which is, as always, They Made Me Wear It. Check out theymademewearit.com. They're dog stylists for the everyday paw rent. It's a husband and wife team on a mission to help dogs discover their fashionable side, whether it's a Halloween costume, a adorable dress, comfy jammies, or a custom designer gown. Your fur baby will love wearing the latest fashions. Also, when you shop in their store, you are helping to contribute to Hope for Paws. It's an animal rescue organization, and they work tirelessly to rescue and save the lives of animals all over the world. Yeah, so what are you waiting for? I don't think there's a better pitch than that. You can save some animals, get your dog all fashioned up, get them spiffied up. You maybe even get them like a tuxedo, you know what I'm saying? Get them some gaiters. They might have some doggy gaiters. Like, come on now. That's hot shit. I'm sorry, damn it. I always curse. I don't mean to curse, especially not during the sponsor message. If there's other sponsors out there, I promise I won't curse during your copy. I only do it during They Made Me Wear It's copy because they love it. They love it. They love to hear those things because they know that dogs. All right. Like I said, I'm tired. I'm rambling. It doesn't make any sense. Anyways, visit theymademewear.com and use code word blerd at checkout for 15% off the entire store. That's theymademewear.com and code word blerd. Now, let's jump right into it. Our guest today is Tim Miller. He's a master at engaging audiences and crafting a stand-up set that is guaranteed a good time for all. Tim's material is based on his life experiences from Waco. Oh, shit, we got to talk about that. Damn it, I cussed again. To the White House, trying to raise his daughter and his unique ability to find the funny in everyday life. Tim started doing stand-up comedy 8 years after 8 years in the U.S. Army. You're welcome. He served our country. You know what I'm saying? Give him some kudos. He works as a videographer at the White House. His stage presence combined with his charm have garnished him rave reviews, including from the blerddad himself. I loved him. He's amazing. He also produces comedy, the comedy show Who's In Here, a popular weekly DC social event where the crowd is literally part of the show because he likes engaging with them. Tim's been on stage with all kinds of people. I could name them all, but you would get tired of hearing all the great names. It's like Dave Attell, Bert Kreischer, Jon Lovitz, Pablo Francisco, Joe Matarese, Bob Marley even. God. All right, let's just get Tim in here. He's done a bunch of stuff. You can hear him. His debut album's coming out. It's Rule of Thirds, and he's on the Three Guys On podcast. I think I got that all in there. I don't know. I'm sure if I didn't do a good job, Tim will let me know as he gets in here. Let's bring him in here. What's going on, Tim?
What is the deal, man?
You mean what is the deal with that intro? That was
the intro is off the hook. So don't feel bad about anything of any part of my bio. A lot of that shit is outdated. Hearing you say it, I was like, ooh, that came out 3 years ago. Ooh. The show Who's In Here is now called Read the Room after my podcast, and I do it at the Improv.
Ooh, love it.
It's just a crowd work show. That's it.
Oh, nice. You know what? I am available starting in September for booking. So if you need somebody for Read the Room, I'll be in there.
How do you feel about talking to the audiences?
It's actually my favorite part of comedy. Like it's probably what I do best, and it's the reason why sometimes like at the beginning it was harder to book, because when you are booking someone you want to know what their set is. And I oftentimes had more fun engaging and felt like I did better when I engaged the audience. And as you know, any comedian who hears crowd work is like, oh, that's some bullshit. That doesn't count. right?
Yeah.
Like that's how we feel about it. It's like that doesn't count as like your set. That doesn't count as you were funny. You just got lucky on, you know what I'm saying, on some crowd shit. So,
I mean,
but I love doing it. I love talking to people. I feel like I'm the most natural when I'm, you know, talking to people.
Yeah, that's when that's when you're funny is usually just organic, because stand-up can come off, you can come off like a robot a little bit because you're not, that's not your normal way of talking.
Right.
But if you do, I think I did my first set, I did a lot of crowd work. I got a big laugh just saying the thing that everybody in the room, you know, or didn't think to say or something, but I was dead last. So I had pretty much gotten drunk up to that point. So
that's another thing. I like going I like degree of difficulty, which I feel like sometimes does not serve you well because people don't give you points for degree of difficulty. But I have done things like harder than other people have to do it. You know what I mean? Like produce your own show where you're setting up your own stage, like you're the usher and everything, and then go on stage and be funny for 15 minutes. You know what I mean? And then make sure all the like I think that's much harder. And I mean, you know, not that I'm trying to toot my own horn, but shit, toot, that shit is difficult. And then you go out there and still perform and have people enjoy your set and like you and keep the show going. Like, I think that's a higher degree of difficulty, which you don't necessarily get credit for, but you know, that's shit. But so I like it when I just have like a normal set and I can just go out there and have fun. And I feel like being able to engage with the audience is kind of, you know, it's a fun thing. Like I've traveled the world being funny, like just being myself, meeting people, having fun, talking to people or whatever. So when we get on stage and do it, it's just a natural extension of the life I've already lived.
Yeah. And that's when you're your most natural until you've done stand-up a lot longer, and then you start to become more natural doing stand-up. It starts to become more conversational.
Yeah, but the Matrix is where you get both of those, where it's like you're supernatural on stage doing stand-up and then flowing into crowd work, as you know, and engaging the audiences and back to your set. Like that's what I felt like I was working towards before this whole pandemic thing or whatever I was getting towards. And now, you know, it's like I know it's still there, but it's just like, damn, it was hot before. I was feeling good before all this shit started.
Yeah. I mean, you can get on a roll before everything shut down. I mean, it's starting to pick back up a little bit now, so you can kind of build that back up again. But for a little while.
But if you're paying attention, that shit looks like it's coming around again.
Seems like it, yeah.
It looks like the beginning of the year, like beginning of 2020, when people weren't paying attention and Corona was about to get on their ass, and you know, I hope we ain't going back, but we might be going back.
Yeah.
Anyways, how you been, man? That was a long how do you do long intro. How you been, man? I haven't seen you for a while. You look good. I know you just did a show over at Arlington Draft House. How are things going for you?
Just did a show at the Draft House. You know what I might do is turn this camera on and have it record. But yeah, the show was good, man. I thought the audience would be a lot tighter for a Thursday show. Not that bad. It was pretty, they were pretty lit, actually. Okay. So I was pleasantly surprised. I just went up, just wanted to entertain. That's it. Don't overthink it. And just go up and just try to do the best job I can do without freaking anybody out.
Nice, man. Nice. It's how you been handling the pandemic re-entry? Like, are you? Is it weird talking to people again? Is it weird, you know, conversing, not having a mask on? Like, is all that weird to you?
I mean, I'm trying to not. Part of me wants to go back a little bit, just not all the way back. You know, I was talking about it tonight on stage. Like, I'm an introvert, man. I don't want to be around people. I want to be like, kind of like we are, you know, we're on stage and y'all are over there. Like this is. But we don't have to do the awkward. We don't have to. We don't. There's no more of the. Hi, what's going on? Are we doing this thing? Are we doing the handshake? Like none of that. When's the last time that happened to you? Like, it's been the awkward interactions with people. I know a lot of people talk about the positives or the negatives. Oh, I don't get to see my. There's none of this. I'm all positive for me. None of these awkward interactions. These people that I barely know that are, you know how some people, when you meet them, like you know them, but you don't, especially comics, right? We see people every week, but we don't know them.
Right.
But they'll come up and try to hug you and you go, oh, we hugging? Oh, I didn't know we was hugging. Oh, okay. So
I feel attacked, Tim, because I'm a hugger. I'm a person. I'm a people person. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, but I respect boundaries or whatever. And if your boundary is not that, but usually I'm a hugger. Although I have switched it up during this whole era. I'm like, maybe not so necessary to hug everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's not. You don't really got to be in everybody's personal space. So it's that's cool. The thing that I like about it is the fact you're getting to work from home. And I got what you call it, the baby now, and I'm able to spend a lot of time with the baby. And I just thought about this the other day. I was talking to somebody the other day. I was like, wow, like there's gonna be a whole generation of children that got to spend time with their parents.
Yeah, but they're not gonna appreciate that because they don't know the difference.
But it's going to change. I think it's going to change the psyche of how like adults interact. You know what I mean? Because like us not dealing with parents, not having your parents around, parents always working or whatever. Like you have a certain mindset that you grew up and it's just ingrained in you. Like you don't realize the traumas that you have or the personality that you have because of the way that you were raised. A lot of these kids it's going to change the trajectory of how they're raised. I think there's going to be a lot of I think there might be a lot of more emotion, maybe I don't know, it depends on how the family are. But I think being around your parents, it's going to change the trajectory of how these kids would have grown up.
Yeah, I think so. Either that or it's going to cripple them to the point of collapse because they don't have I left home when I was 18. And I didn't really, the military is kind of a weird thing. So you don't necessarily leave home.
Okay.
You leave from your parents.
Got you.
Under your parents' wing, and then you go into the government's wing. So, left home. I did, but went to my uncle's house.
Yeah, but when you said left home, it made me. I thought you were gonna say you like ran away or like I'm not taking this anymore and packed your stuff up because I did that. I got upset with my parents, which now today I'm like, oh, I apologize. I was out of line because now I know I see my bills. I see how much I'm paying.
Right.
And if somebody did like what I did was like I ain't taking this and they're not really bringing it because back in the day I was balling. I was making $200 a week working at Costco. You can't tell me nothing. I buy my own clothes. I buy my own food. I don't need y'all. And that was out of line. That was $200 is nothing but a drop in the bucket. It ain't nothing coming to the bills that your parents have to pay. So I was out of line. But anyways, I did like
give any money to your parents?
Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about
see.
Nah, my mom was super gracious, but she sent a recruiter to the doorstep she was like, nah, you ain't gonna be over here.
Oh, really? A recruiter from where? Marine Corps?
No, it was actually from the Navy. It's funny, because the recruiter from the Navy, then she took me down, or I'm sorry, I think at first she took me to the office to sign up for the Air Force or whatever, and I was about to do that or whatever. I was like, and then I was like, Mom, I don't know if I want to do this. And then she was like, here, boy. And then she put like the pen in my hand and was like, sign up. And then the recruiter was like, ma'am, you can't force him to sign the papers.
And make you do it.
Yeah, that was a very awkward ride home. And then she sent the Navy recruiter to the door, and then he took me off, and I was about to go do the ASVAP and all that type stuff.
Yeah,
and I was literally like maybe a day or two away from signing to go to the Navy. And then I took a weekend trip to Radford, which is the college I grew up in or went to. And the campus was beautiful. And I was like, I think I'm gonna do this instead. And she was like, all right, but you got to do something. So then I got accepted to Radford, and then, you know, the rest is history.
Radford.
But yo, it was a moment, man. She was she wasn't trying to have me out here, you know, thinking I was balling. But anyways, all that to say,
left that lucrative job at Costco to go to college.
Yeah, exactly. But they always let me come back. You know what I'm saying? Until actually, I ended up getting, I ended up leaving, right? Because I called in sick because I wanted to go to the beach. And so I went to the beach, right? And I said, I can't make it because my grandmother passed away, right? Which is technically true because one of my grandmothers had passed away. It wasn't on that weekend, but you know what I'm saying? Like, so I was at the beach. Funny thing is, I called in from the beach and I was like, I'm definitely not going to be able to make it in for you know, the rest of the weekend. I'm kind of sick now, right? So grandma's sick, then I'm sick. And as I was saying, like, I'm kind of sick now, a homeless dude was behind me and was like, hey, he ain't sick, man. He at the beach. And then there was just a silence on the phone for a minute. And then my boss was like, yeah, we're going to need you to bring in And then I just never went back to work. I was like, I ain't gonna suffer that indignity.
Homeless dude was like, appreciate your job. It could be worse, brother.
Exactly. You could be out here with me.
Look, man. Don't do this to them. They're some good people. Give me their number.
That was actually one of my first jokes that I was telling on stage because he just started explaining everything I was wearing. He's like, he got a nice tee, he got a tank top on, he got flip flops, he's feeling good. The sun's shining. I was like,
shit, fuck up. He got on some K-Swiss. He doing good out here. He doing it big.
But it's fun. It's a true story. And I'm like, what? Like, why do you have the audacity to? Anyway, but yeah. So you went to the military or whatever, and how was that, man? What was that like? Did that give you some discipline? Did that prepare you for later in life, or what?
It really accentuated my OCD. It made me more. There's a little bit of discipline in there, but it's more like know when to be disciplined. You know. If I guess for some people it's if that's what you are, you know, you do it all the time. But for me, it was like, I just know when to be disciplined. Like I kind of already knew that, but being the firstborn, and I'm a boy, and then my sister is secondborn, I would always get away with shit because they're too busy watching after her. So. And I just was lucky growing up too, but she would always get mad at them my parents, because they were like, he's getting away with everything. Like she would snitch on me. You know, I would say, okay, I'm going to play basketball. And my sister, and she would like tell or whatever, why you got cologne on if you're going to play basketball? Like, why are you snitching, dog? Why are you? I mean, dang.
You smell good, play good. You ain't never heard of Deion Sanders?
You never heard of that? He got a chain on, mama. He's going to some girl's house. Look, I'm going to play basketball. Okay. You can clearly see this basketball in my hand.
You had a basketball in your hand and you had dress shoes on.
I had a basketball in my hand. I got a turtleneck on. Where are you going, sir?
So speaking of discipline, like does being a military dude help you discipline your daughter? Because I know coming from a military family, I know that there was elements of discipline in my life. I wouldn't say I was the most disciplined kid. Like I didn't get in trouble a lot, but there was definitely some structure there that was provided because I think, the father figures that I had were in the military.
No. So, okay, you probably have like a mother, father, or two-parent structure that are always there. My situation is a little bit different. I'm actually trying to write jokes about it right now because my daughter lives with her mother in Maryland. Mm-hmm. I live in Virginia. And we got two different parenting styles, man. I grew up in Texas, her mom grew up in Rhode Island.
Okay.
So parenting for her is a little bit, lax. I'm a little more but it's some things that she's real stern on, like not a whole lot of TV, not a whole lot of screen time. Whereas I'm more like, watch the shit. I don't care. Right. I can clean my house while you're watching TV.
Right.
But
just don't chew bubble gum on the couch.
Just don't mess up my white leather couch. So we're different places. There's a little more let me see, what's the word? Structure. There's a little more emphasis, I should say. So we have to kind of go back and forth. And what do you think of this? What do you think of this? Cool. But she lives with her. So she has her most of the time. I go visit, I see her 3 times a week usually. So I got a little bit of the overnight, like not going to sleep, but her mom got all of that shit. That's what you're dealing with right now, huh?
Oh yeah.
Or the daughter?
Yeah. I mean, so we have a son, and I'm guessing the daughter's a little bit different. I feel like a son is easy because you wipe him up and he's good. He don't do a bunch of. He's already kind of a cool dude. He's just like, yo, like that's his cry. It's
yo, son. Yo,
like, he doesn't do a lot of man.
Y'all know what this is?
Yeah,
break yourself.
Like
break
you don't see
your milk, mama.
You don't see this blue strip. You don't see the blue strip.
Yeah, I mean, dang, it ain't green. It ain't yellow.
You know what I'm saying? The strip that change. Come fix this, and then you change him and he's good.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
It's blue, my boy. It's blue, cut it. Come on in.
And then he'll, like if he's hungry, he'll be like, hey, give me some milk, and then he's good. But other than that, he's cool. It's just the fact that you have to tend to him so often in these early stages.
Yeah.
So what's
just a blob right now?
Yeah, he's just a blob.
Just a little blob.
What was the I don't know if you want to talk about it, but like how early was it on that you and your baby mama, I guess, for lack of a better term, separated, or you started co-parenting?
So we had broken up, and then she hit me later, like a week later, like, hey, by the way,
got you that text message. Yeah,
right. What do you want to do? And we just decided that I was against it. I won't lie. I was against it. But she wanted to have it. So I was like, all right, well. And I think at 3 months, I was like, well, it looks like this thing's gonna happen. So I might as well get on board. I'm glad she did. I'm glad that she's because I got this little person running around, jumping all over the place and hanging all over my furniture and shit.
This is like a beautiful thing, right?
Uh-huh.
I think sometimes they don't give people the credit for, before you have the kid, you have no idea of that person, right? That person does not exist. They're not in your world.
Nope.
Especially for a male. And then once they're there, it's like you can't imagine not ever having them. You know what I'm saying? It's like it like shifts or it switches. So like before, it's like, yeah, I don't want to change. I don't want this new. I don't know who the new person is. Like I don't want a new thing. And then it happens. You're like, yo, I can't believe I always wanted this. Like this person I always wanted to be here.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be a point. I mean, she's 7 now. there's gonna be a point where she becomes, you know, her own person, whatever that's gonna be, and I'm gonna be like, get out of my house, yo. Stop being. But I think it really depends on how, you know, they got helicopter parents or whatever that want their kids to be a thing so they can. I don't have any of that. I just want her to be in a position where she can support herself if necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, if some little boy or some person comes into her life, you know, they want to take care of her, they will be heavily vetted. And if they make her happy, then that's it. But other than that, man, I'm kind of leaving it to her what she wants to do, because I can't whatchamacall myself with that stuff, man. I really don't care as long as she's happy.
Right. That's the hardest thing, man. Just like you want them to you want them to have a great life. You want them to be able to be a productive member of society, whatever that.
I don't care about it. I don't. Yeah. Go ahead.
Productive means they could take care of themselves. You know?
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, I was thinking of this the other day. Like so we do this routine every night for her to get ready for bed, right? We take her in the bathroom. I'm like, brush your teeth. Now I try to get her to do it by herself, so that way she can learn to do it. I'm like, do all your stuff. Brush your teeth, wash your face, wash your hands, get ready for bed. Like, go to the bathroom, get ready for bed, change, put on she still wears like a, what's it called? For lack of a diaper, just so she can, just in case she gets up in the middle of the night. She'll go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, but there'll still be a little bit of pee somehow in the diaper or whatever. So we're like,
you know what's crazy? Now that I'm 40, that happens to me too. Like,
hilarious.
I used to be clean, and now the shit drips.
I almost peed on myself the other night, man. I'll explain it to you, because I know how our brains do it. But I was thinking, like, get ready for bed and all that. And every time I got to go in there, I got to be like, did you brush your teeth? No. She'll be playing with something. She'll be playing with like a barrette or something. I'm like, get ready for bed. Why do I have to do this? But then I was thinking, you know, first I was like, why aren't you more mature? Why don't you do the stuff you're supposed to do? But then I was like, she needs this time to be a child, because if she was more mature at 7, what's going to be like on the back end when she becomes an adult? What's going to be like the thing? The thing that she'll be missing when she's not having, because her whole purpose right now is just having fun. Like, every opportunity she can. I'm like, can you not have fun right now? Just for 30 seconds. Just don't have fun. Do what I'm telling you to do and get ready. And she will always find the fun. And I'm like, well, she's got to do it, because
I feel like she's got a point, though. You can find the fun in anything. You know what I mean? Like, just, hey,
she definitely can.
Yeah, you gotta make the best out of it.
Yeah, she definitely can. Whatever, anything she's doing, she'll ADD her way out of it. So she'll find the fun. But okay. I had a pee dream. It was a slick one too. It was a slick one. So I was in I was asleep, but I was dreaming, and then I had my niece, who just turned 24. She said it was like a summer thing, and it was like a party, and and then people were they're gonna start doing water gun shit. And my niece was very, very methodical how it happened. My niece in my dream was like, Uncle Tim, I'm gonna spray you with this water hose. Do you want me to spray you with this water hose? That's a pee dream, dog. That right there is a pee dream. I looked at her and I said, no. And I woke up and went to the bathroom.
Because you know it happened. Like as soon as it happens, then
That's
it's like now you're peeing and you're like, damn it.
Yep. Why is it so warm? That's some warm water you shooting at me.
Oh man.
Oh,
you didn't fall for it.
I'm peeing in the bed. It's happened a couple times, man, where something has asked me for permission to squirt water on me or to shoot water on me. It's very, very like, you sneaky bitch. Bladder, you're a sneaky little bitch.
Do I have your permission to squirt?
Bladder's like, I don't give a fuck if you sleep, dog. You gonna get this pee. You gonna get this work. I've been working all night long.
Mine is mad disrespectful. So every time I pee, it's just like I'll, do it. I'll leave it there, let it dangle. You know what I'm saying? And then when I zip it up, it's like, blah, 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 blah. It's like, a
little bit more.
Yes.
You got to do the shake. I do the shake.
Yo, I swear it's disrespectful because I do the shake. I do the whole thing. I'm chilling. I do a little wiggle. And then I put it away. And the thing is, it's not like I put it away and it happens. It's like I turn around, walk away, and then it's like.
Yeah, I learned my lesson with that, man. You just got to leave it out there until you feel. I mean, at one point, I think some people wipe it off when they get done, just so they're, just to be safe, especially if you're wearing khakis or some shit. But I can't believe my bladder trying to get me.
Oh man. So I'm segue. I'm a new parent here. And it's it's a lot. It's tiring, but there are times, a lot of them actually, where I look at them and then I'm just like, man, like I made this little dude, and it is really like a moment. You have a moment of like, damn, like this little guy is mine. Like basically he's like, I'm inputting all of whatever into this little dude. Like all his input is me. Like, what I'm saying? Me and his mom. And there's certain times where you're just like, damn, that's a scary thought. You know what I'm saying? It's like am I going to watch the wrong thing? And now he's, on the street, you know what I'm saying? Or you watch the wrong thing and, next thing you know, he's like, he wants to play lacrosse or some shit. And, that's also a way to, you don't know what goes into making a kid. It's like, here's a joke that I was thinking about is like, I just want to know what's the thing that I do that screws him up? Like what, like I know there's going to be a thing, but I just want to know what it is.
It could be anything.
It could, like I could just not get him ice cream that one time. And he's like, I knew it, Dad. You never loved me.
Yep.
And it's like, you don't know what that thing is. Like, you didn't get me a drumstick. And this is why I did it. And he's on the first 48. And he's like, no, I swear, I just didn't have money that day, son.
A drumstick. That's so black. Like a king cone.
Like a
king. Is that what it's called? Yeah. That ice cream cone, and then at the bottom there's like a chocolate.
That's my favorite part.
Oh my god!
You know what I found at Dairy Queen? They have these Buster bars where they have like peanuts on top, peanut caramel on top, peanut caramel in the middle, and peanut caramel on the bottom. I'm like, woo!
Yeah, the Dilly bar at Dairy Queen, man, and you gotta go to like a Dairy Queen, like a. It has to look. The Dairy Queen that you go to has to look like it was open in the 70s and 80s. That's the key. Don't go to this bullshit. I forgot the name of it, but you can tell like an old school Dairy Queen where there's probably a waitress in there that's been there. They still have like those ketchup squirt bottles that's red,
right?
So you don't know how much is in there. But you just squirt. It's like a thin line of ketchup that comes out, and you just squirt it all over those French fries. But if you go to those goofy, modern Dairy Queen, man. There's a manager there named Sam, and I franchise this from my dad, and then I do the recipes here. Have a chicken, the chicken fried steak basket. Where's the gravy with the? Oh, we discontinued the gravy here. It's very unhealthy. Nigga, that's the best part of the what?
The chicken fried. That's the whole point.
That's the whole point. Well,
it's a gravy delivering mechanism.
Did you give the chicken tenders a taste? I did. They're okay. They're not really chicken. Bitch, I'm gonna stab you in the face. Stop with this faking me out with chicken. It's not really chicken. It's a plant-based. Ugh. Give me the real shit. I didn't come here to diet. If I wanted to diet, I would eat raw vegetables at home. I came here to eat like a crazy person.
This is where I splurge. You know what I mean?
Right. I want a damn basket with. I want a country basket with a Mississippi mud blizzard.
Hey, listen. You know what they always say is like, if you eat broccoli, it'll put some time on at the end of your life, or if you do French fries, it takes like 7 years off the end of your life, or if you smoke a cigarette, it takes this amount of time off the end of your life. And I'm like, nigga, I know what the back end of my life is going to look like. Yeah, right. I'm trying to count the shit down.
I've seen the old man that I'm going to be.
Yeah.
Have you seen the old man that you're going to be?
Yeah.
I've seen him around. I've seen him. I see him at work. I see him. He has a bad hip, and he has to walk like bent over when he walks. And I just see him I'm like, how you doing, sir? He's like, how you doing, brother? You ready? You got 25 more years now.
It's like, oh shit, no, I don't. I'm eating a cheeseburger. I got 20.
That's a good cheeseburger, ain't it? Your destiny, boy. Your destiny.
This is oh man, there's a lot of thought that I have on like how much I'm gonna be worried about that, like what I put into his life, or what I enter into his life, or whatever. Because at a certain point, I'm like, you're gonna mess up. They're gonna be messed up. Everybody's got something wrong with them.
Of course.
I just want his stuff that he's messed up on to be less than a lot of other people's stuff.
I mean, I think it'll be less. You see your parents as they're not perfect. My mom and dad weren't perfect. They did what they could with what they had, though.
Yeah.
I think I was blessed to have parents that love me. They may not have had the things like they had the resources. They just didn't have. They were just bad with money. Which I'm looking back on, I'm like, my life could have been a little bit different had they, taken care of their money. But I know mentally now. I know. Oh, I have the propensity. What's it called?
Propensity
to do that. I have the I'm able to do that. A lot of times, you see people making the parents make their thousandaires, and then the kids they come along and they're 100,000aires or whatever. Sometimes it's opposite, of course, but it depends on the times. It depends on what they hit on at the times. If your dad makes Warren Buffett's kids, no, you can't beat 88 billion. I mean, where do you go from?
Yeah, but even if you don't have his money, right? He doesn't give you access to it. You still are going to be in the ballpark of more money than most people.
Of course.
Know what I'm saying? Or
of course.
Listen, I just figured out money this year in my 40s. Like it was you know what I'm saying? It was more of a struggle than it had to be, but that's, mostly because, I'm looking around, I'm not seeing or getting the information on what to actually do. How does it work? What do you do? Like, you know, if I had it all to do over again, by the time I was 18, I would have opened up like a investment thing or something. You know what I'm saying? Like sock some money away. Although my grandmother did tell me that. She was like, put a little away, but I didn't know what that meant. So I put a little away and then I spent it on something. You know what I mean?
Later. Yeah,
I spent it later. I didn't know it was like put a little away and don't ever touch it.
Put a little away for the end of your life when you're not going to be able to walk and shit.
Or just eat some cheeseburgers so you never get to that end.
I'd rather spend it now. No.
That's what I did. So, but yeah, man, figuring that whole money thing out is, that's a big one. And I feel like if there's anything, I feel like that is the one thing I'll probably instill into them. Just, as they say, teach them the value of $1, which, nowadays is less and less and less, but teach them the value of money, teach them the value of having things. As a matter of fact, the episode that we had on Monday was about financial literacy with my boy Trey Davis. So I don't know. Have you ever listened to this podcast before? Have you ever listened to
I'm too engulfed in my own narcissism to really listen to other comics.
Other shit.
So, yeah.
But see,
I listen to some things though.
It's not as a comic, you know what I mean? This is as a dad that I'm doing it. It's like a different lane, so to speak. You know what I mean? So that's why that's why I have like different guests on that have different perspectives and do different things. Like, a lot of comedians, they have a podcast and it's like they talk to comedians all the time. And but I had our midwife on because we had a home birth, which was pretty dope. I'm gonna have that's some white wife shit right there. That was my idea. Idea. Yes.
And your wife went for it?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, my wife is white, so
I know that. That's what I'm saying. But she was like, "What you mean? You're not gonna have me in the hospital?"
No. We're like, no, we're doing it. We're doing it here. We got this. We'll handle it. But I mean,
trooper.
Here's the deal. She did it too. She did it. No painkillers. You know what I'm saying? She just straight up bit down on a towel like an army war vet. And then popped them out. It's a dope story. I'll tell you offline when I see you or when I talk to you. I'll tell you the story offline because it's a pretty cool thing. I won't go through the whole thing on air, but I will talk to the other midwives that we have. They'll come in and tell the story a little bit as well. But yeah, I mean the thing is, there's a whole pandemic going on. Like, why go into the lion's den? Yeah.
I mean,
like with the pandemic, we didn't know if it was going to be a thing where, your spouse can't come in and see the birth or be there, like for all those reasons. And then we started reading into it and basically getting information on how home births work and the statistics on them and all that type of stuff. And then started thinking about it. It's like, in the US, like everybody goes to the hospital, but that's not necessarily how it's done worldwide. And there's a lot of people worldwide, Yeah. You think that, like, have you seen Africa before? There's a lot of people over in Africa. They don't all go to hospitals. There's a lot of people in like rural China, India, there's a whole bunch of people and they come up just fine.
Yeah. So I guess there is something to so mine was at the hospital and the technology, man. There was a lot of stuff. Like we knew when the next contraction was gonna come up.
Oh wow.
And we would just start bracing ourselves. We all had her sister was in there with her. And we all had a post. I was supposed to push on her back. As she, got ready to have the contraction.
What position was she in? Was she laying down?
She was on her. She would flip over, so she would be laying on her back, and then she would flip over, and then I would push on her back, and then her sister would hold the bedpan.
Oh wow!
Because she had like a contraction vomit thing.
Gotcha.
So
did you catch the baby?
I was holding a leg. Her sister and I held a leg up.
Okay.
So we just helped her, push through that. And, bruh, I mean, talk about just feeling inadequate, feeling like useless. I mean, you just feel useless. And you go, what, y'all want some pudding? Y'all, I got some pudding up the hall. I mean,
listen, that's kind of how I felt the opposite. I felt useful during the home birth because I was getting snacks, I was cooking soup for afterwards and all that.
Yeah, but that,
and then once it happened, it's me, the midwife, and the other midwife, and it's just us three doing all the stuff, you know what I mean? Like right next to her or whatever. I caught the little dude by the head when he came out. It was, pretty. So I guess maybe that's my issue. I like to be involved in things, and this is just another like indication of that. It's like I'm super involved in the birth. I'm right there. I'm I'm right behind the ass and right between the legs, catching the baby. But
that's how y'all got in that mess, man. That's how y'all got in trouble, man. No.
But yeah, man, it was it was a great experience. It was dope. I have fun doing it. And I mean, the thing is, we didn't have complications or whatever. And you know, a lot of our thinking was try to keep the environment low stress, be comfortable. And it worked out that way. If you think about when you have to go to the hospital and everything, it's very difficult. Gathering all that stuff. You got to make your bag, and then you're in a big sterilized room, and lights are on you or whatever. It's kind of it's a pretty stressful environment to have a kid in, and that was another thing that we were thinking. Now, obviously, there are reasons why, like, not everybody can do that, but we had monitored the pregnancy over the course of it, so it was like, all right, things are going well. You don't necessarily need to be in the hospital unless there's an emergency or something going wrong. So, do it at home. And then we did.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the sometimes you just do the thing, especially if you're scared or whatever. I guess it depends on how involved you want to be with the pregnancy. I feel like going to the hospital, for the women, of course, they're doing all of it.
Right.
But there's some, extra thing. Like I said, the contractions we knew, there was some food that they had, so all these different things. But you do it at home, you can probably set up that same thing. If you got one or two people to help out to tell you what to do, I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, I mean, we had guidance. You know what I'm saying? It's like we had a nurse there. I mean, it's a nurse who has done it before in the hospital, so she knows everything to do. I will say, like, at first I was like, all right, we're gonna do it here, and then when they came, they had like a whole like medical kit, and that was a little bit jarring to see when you see the big kit, it's like a big case and the gloves and everything. You're like, oh, this is about to get real, like
real. They got to be ready, man. Anything can happen.
But it was amazing to see the miracle of birth. I'm glad that you got to see the miracle of birth as well. It's just like, damn, that's where we all come from. That's how it works for most of us, We
all came from that, man. And I am somewhat I don't know, man. I wouldn't want anybody to have to go through that didn't want to.
Right. Absolutely. 100%.
Because it's a beautiful thing. And a lot of women, if they're married or whatever, this may have been your situation, but they go like, it's time to have a baby. Let's have a baby. And women are excited about that shit. And then you see it. I saw it and I was like, who would be happy about this, man? This is like, something is different in my head now. Like something is different.
Yeah.
And seeing that shit is just like, and then the screaming and just the pain. And man.
And you feel like helpless. Like
you feel helpless. You feel helpless. You feel useless. And you just got to be like, what do you need? Where can I Do you want to punch me in the face? You know, just
it was funny because like I got out the camera because I was like, oh, she wanted me to take pictures. So I tried to take pictures while she was doing it. She's like, put the camera away.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you're right. That was a bad decision.
Yeah,
Poor choice.
Yeah. I did actually though, I got some good shots.
Oh,
after. No, I didn't touch the camera until after baby was out. I got the camera up, I got some post. I guess I gotta look at him again. But she was the little one, she had a cone head, you know, and then she had all that stuff all over, and I got some I got in there on that shit.
Yeah. Artistic.
But I didn't touch that camera until that baby was out, man. I did not look over there at that camera until that baby was out.
That's nice. So usually we'll have like a blurting question, and we're switching it up. We're doing things a little bit differently. Where like we are just going to start asking the question, what do you nerd out about? Like, you know, what's
right now? I mean, I've gotten it hops around. It's cameras always, just because of photography, you know. And I do video stuff too. So I was nerding out on that. I'm getting back into video games, man.
Oh, really?
Because, you know, we were talking about this. Everybody had like Nintendo, Sega Genesis, you know. Some people had Sega. Some people had Nintendo, and then other people had Sega. And I don't think I ever played Sega. I think I may have played one Sega game.
Wow.
Like, ever.
So you didn't play the Genesis? You didn't play the Dreamcast?
No, I played Sega Genesis. I never played the original Sega though.
I got you.
But I got the Genesis, and then I don't know how I made this happen, but there was one person that had Super Nintendo. So I would go hang out with them, and they had Super Nintendo. I got a Super Nintendo. So basically I just went, and then one person had TurboGrafx-16. I got that after a while. So I had all four of them, man.
So I feel like there's a lineage, right? Like I feel like there's you know, you get an Atari, and then there's like the Nintendo, and then the Sega, and then there's like a divergence. So I feel like I had the Nintendo, and I was rocking with the Nintendo. And then when the Sega came out, Genesis and all that came out, then I started going that way. And I feel like if you played Sega, then your path was going towards Xbox, right? And if you played Nintendo, then your path was going towards Nintendo and PlayStation up to now, to where I think there's two different camps. And I think the camp that started out playing Sega went to Xbox, and then the camp that started out playing and stayed with like Nintendo throughout the whole thing went on to the PlayStation. Am I right about that? Is that a...
See, I never really got into let me see. Never really got into Xbox. I was big on Nintendo 64. I played Mario World, whatever that game was,
right,
on Nintendo 64. But I never got into Xbox. I did play PlayStation though. I played that.
See, you went the Nintendo route, and then you ended up on PlayStation.
Yeah, and then I played that Street Fighter game where the characters looked like they looked like this weird art or whatever.
Oh, Virtua Fighter.
Yes. No.
Yeah.
But it was Street Fighter, but it was like virtual Street Fighter, something like that.
Right.
They look real pixelated or some shit.
They're like polygonal, like triangles. Yeah.
It's actually kind of cool. I kind of like that game.
Yeah, I'm big into the fighting games, or I was. The last game I bought was Injustice 2, I think. I bought Mortal Kombat and Injustice 2 because you know, the fighting games I was big, and I was big into Tekken. You know what I'm saying? I was big into Street Fighter. I remember I actually punched a little 10-year-old, not now, but when I was like 12 or 14, because we were playing Street Fighter, and you know, like you play Street Fighter, and I think here's the thing, it was his fault, right? I was playing the game. I was trying to beat it on 1 quarter, and then he was like, "Oh, can I play? And I let him play, and then he beat me. And I played him again, and he kept like button mashing, and it just got real annoying. So I just mushed him. I mean, I was 14, he was 10. It was, you know, we were within the range. It was fine.
You took the Street Fighter out of the street, man. You brought it to Tilt. You brought it to the arcade.
I was like, you want to Hadouken for real? Because we can Hadouken for real.
Oh, so you good at pushing buttons, huh? Yeah, you just push my buttons, fool. How about now? Let's get it cracking.
You like getting mad? You like mashing buttons? What if I mashed your face?
Yeah. But dog, so I got this. I'm about to do it again, man. I have this system that has Sega. It's called a Retro 3. Has Sega, Nintendo, and Super Nintendo in the same thing. Right? So I've had that for a while. And then I go find cartridges, all that shit, right? But I just bought this thing. I think a lot of people may have this.
Oh, is that the emulator type tool?
This has 800 games on it. This thing right here.
Yeah, I couldn't afford that back in the day.
It comes with 2 controllers. It's $50.
Word?
And different companies make it, but it's $50.
Wait,
some of them have.
You have to send me the link to that, bro.
Some of the games are like Japanese games or whatever that you would never ever play. I mean, in Japanese, if you think the game shows are weird, check out the Japanese video games, bro. Some of them shits is like, I mean, it's all in Japanese, so I don't know what the fuck to do. But so I just plug that in my TV, just right HDMI connector.
And then it has the Bluetooth controllers that go with it.
Well, yes. And then it has the little Bluetooth controllers. And then it has a little card in here where you can, the games are on that, I believe. So,
do me a favor and send me the link to where you can get that, because
I will.
I have this thing, like I do want to introduce him to stuff, but nowadays it's like I can't get him an Xbox because he's immediately going to be shooting up Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? I think the jump to Call of Duty, that's a lot for someone who is like, you know, super young to make. Like, it took me up until I was, 15, 16 to start playing shooters. You know what I mean? To my mind to be like, oh, because it just came out. It was like, you've never seen this before. And now we're doing this, like shooting thing. And I'm like, oh, cool. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to just jump him into, going ham.
Yeah.
I feel like stair stepping is good.
Yeah. I wasn't big on sports games. I mean, I played Tecmo Bowl, Double Dribble, but not heavy.
Okay.
But I would go to I was always in the fighting games, Double Dragon, shit like that. And then I would play everybody else played like football. Let's go play Madden. I bet you can't beat me in Madden. I'm like, yeah, you're right, I can't.
Did you play football? Did you play sports, like physical sport, like actual sports?
Basketball, that's it. That's the only sport I liked.
Okay.
Basketball. Football, I'm like, I don't even really like watching it. I'm just kind of like, I get it.
Okay. Are you still athletic? You still ball?
Not as much.
Okay.
I love watching it. That's the only sport I can sit and watch. Pretty much only one. And even soccer. I used to play soccer, but I just I can't watch it, man. It's like, it's so fucking. Oh, he did a move that I can barely see. Like they show the whole field. And then they try to do this close camera, and I'm like, "That's fine, man. Okay, I get it. They're kicking up. I mean, but it's cool. Ronaldo is cool. Watching him fuck around with people, but some of those other dudes, man, they just kick it and run after it. And I'm like, all right, I get it.
They're not really controlling the ball. They're just,
I don't know, man. But basketball is so much fun to watch, man. It's just that sport for me.
Now, did you see Russell Westbrook might be going to the Lakers?
No, that's insane.
You think that's going to happen?
Do you think it would make a huge difference if he went?
If Russell Westbrook played with LeBron? I think they would win a lot of championships.
I don't think so.
You know why? Because LeBron isn't a shoot first dude, and Russell Westbrook is.
He does need a break.
So he needs a break, and LeBron could give him that break. They're going to win a lot of championships.
And then AD, and then just the whole the rest of the squad. But they got to and that's what everybody thought about Brooklyn. And see these fucking super teams, man. That's why I love like the last year, the year before that, Kawhi won, and then with the bubble, LeBron won. But man, the whole Milwaukee winning, that shit gave the NBA some diversity, but the super teams, it just bothers me that they and it's fine, I was kind of pulling for Brooklyn because Brooklyn hasn't won yet, so they're kind of an underdog, but they also have the best players like the best scorers in the NBA right now.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I was pulling for the Sixers, and Ben Simmons let me down. That bum.
I mean, Ben Simmons, you can't count on that dude. He's Australian. You can't count on that dude. No
he went real light skin on the situation. I was not appreciative about that. I was like, what are you doing?
He's just like a light skinned dude, man. He needs to go to I don't know why Steph Curry doesn't give that dude some lessons, man. Help the brother out. Klay Thompson too.
But he got Seth Curry. He got his brother on the team. They're like, look, Seth is here. Get some shooting
shooters.
Tips.
Yeah, but he's
know what I mean?
Yeah,
but it's not even about shooting. It's about the mentality of I'm better than you. I'm going to get this bucket, or I'm going to score. You know what I mean? Like my team's not going to lose. Like the thing that I was upset about is I thought the Sixers should have got rid of Ben and kept Jimmy Butler. Because that's Jimmy Butler's, go ahead. That's what you need. Like Jimmy Butler has that, and if he gets the team around him, he he's going to go far. But like, you when you get these like kind of shrinking violets, of superstars, it's like that's not going to help you.
Shrinking violets, like not aggressive or not
it's like let me pass it off. I don't really want to take it to the rack. They're fouling me. It's like get out of here with that, bro. We gotta
play tough.
Yeah, right. Yeah, man. Well, look, man, this has been super dope. You've been super generous with your time. I know you're busy. You know what I'm saying? You're out here in these comedy streets again.
Yeah.
So
slanging jokes here and there, man, trying to get out there. Hopefully we'll see you out there too, man. Take it. Enjoy this time though.
I am. That's a crazy thing. I feel like I'm missing out because I don't know if you've seen this, but on social media and it looks like everyone is fucking killing it, and comedy is great. And I'm like, I'm missing all of it.
You ain't missing shit. These motherfuckers are just out here posting the good shit. Trust me, dog. I'm about to put a video on. I'm about to do a video on YouTube, and it's all about the different levels of hecklers, right? Because ever since I have a theory on this, because I've been doing shows post pandemic, and I've gotten heckled at every show in a way. And it's been different hecklers. And this past Saturday was probably the worst. But she didn't like me, because she tried to heckle someone else, and then I was at the show and I was like, shh. So later on, she saw me on stage, and she was like, so you the one shushing motherfuckers, eh? So she tried to get at me, and then I had to handle it. But everybody's been at home. Their entertainment has just been at home. And you can just turn it on, turn it off, turn up the volume, talk over it, all that shit. So now that they're out and their entertainment is alive and in person, they still have a little bit of that, like, can I have some input on a
right.
This isn't, I'm not your iPad, bitch. It's not how this, you gotta sit and be quiet and after the show.
Right.
you can come up and say your little opinion or whatever. Which honestly, I don't like that either. I don't like when people come up after the show and tell me shit, and I'm like, I don't fucking care. I've been doing that joke longer than I've known you. So go fuck yourself. You know, I don't know. But Tim Miller comedy on YouTube, but it's just been, you ain't missing shit, dog. Enjoy this time with the baby, man, because the dog, once it's over, like I missed the times when my daughter was kind of starting to speak and not all the way climbing on shit, just a little bit kind of starting to get, but scared of bubbles. You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
She would see bubbles and she would kind of play with them. And she was like, just, you know.
Right.
She wouldn't cry or whatever, because that's how you know she was scared of stuff. But man,
I feel like right now is kind of it's the best time to be taking the hiatus that I am. I'm focusing a lot on this platform, trying to like get this together so that when I, have things when I come back out of it. I've been doing a lot with the new release Wednesday crew. I don't know if you saw that, which is another show that we do. We do like movie reviews and stuff like that. Pop culture stuff. So it's real cool. Got a ton of stuff on the channel. So I've been focused on doing like all that social media stuff. I can do it from home. I can do it here. And it allows me to still be around the family. But I think it's a good time to take a break away from comedy, only because, it's a pandemic. Plus, I mean, everybody's out there and, God bless them. But if there's an outbreak, if it starts up again, there's going to be like,
stuck, man.
I don't want to be at the show where it's like, oops.
They're gonna be stuck. So you're doing the right. I mean, this is the best way to take a hiatus from comedy, having a baby. So
right. You got an excuse. First the pandemic, and then this. Perfect. So it's like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
But I'll be back out there, and I definitely. But the thing that kills me more so the fact that I have a lot of things I want to say. That's the part of it that's like, okay,
you'll have a lot more.
It's like I got a lot. I mean, before I had the baby, I had jokes that I wanted to do. I wanted to put out there or whatever. And then I put out the little special to do just a little bit of that, because I was like, I want to get somebody. But now I have like more, and I'm like, all right, I want to do another thing. I think what I might do is go like the Gary Owen route or the Master P route, and just shoot my own specials. Just do that. Just rent out a room, shoot a special, and then just be the Master P comedy, and just put out a bunch of like mixtapes almost. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
put out a bunch of clips, man. Content.
No, I'm saying the whole production thing, because I do production. So it's like like Gary Owen produces his own specials or whatever. It's like, okay, I'll just be the dude who has a bunch of like specials out. You know what I'm saying? Like shows that I did. Hour-long shows or whatever that and then just kind of worked. I'm giving the game away. I shouldn't have said that. I might cut this clip out. This doesn't need it out. But man, it's super fun talking to you, man. We need to do this more. Black dads band together. That's part of what I wanted to do here too, is have a space not solely for black dads, but especially for black dads to get together, nerd out about fatherhood, what it's like raising the kids and everything. We're on to a new chapter. Hey, any advice that you have for a new dad besides the take heed of this time or whatever? Like, any advice you got for me?
Enjoy the moment, man. Enjoy every moment. Enjoy all of these times because he's only gonna be 1 month old for
1 month.
A month. He's only going to be 2 months old for a month. So enjoy those times. Enjoy the phases of, enjoy the crying at bedtime phase. Enjoy the nap phase, because that shit is going to go away when they're around 3 or 4. That middle of the day, that middle Saturday nap, that's about 2 or 3 hours. That shit is gonna go away. You have to come up with something to do for them 3 hours. Watch.
What, like you have to entertain them?
Yeah, hell yeah. You got to come up with some shit to do. Now you got the time. You can go, I can go until, 10:30, 11 playing with them. But then after a while, you start getting ready for bed. That's when the routine kicks in. Oh, let's turn on the vacuum. Let's turn on the music or whatever you use. My daughter was we had to shake her for her to go to sleep. Not shake her like a baby, but
like move her a little bit.
A jolt. She had one of those things that swung, and then we would stop it, and then we would hit it, and she would go, and then she would, but we turn on the vacuum, man, and the even noise from the vacuum put her to sleep.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So
well, I mean, right now he sleeps through I'll have the TV on loud. He don't care. God. He's just chilling. He doesn't get jostled by like anything.
Yeah, I hate parents like y'all, man. My daughter cried for everything, man. Nothing was easy. Nothing. We'd give her what she wants. She'd start crying. I'm starting to hate to tell the story because I'm like, nah, home birth was dope. Yeah, he don't cry at all. Yeah.
It's like, shut up.
Mine cried just to cry, man. But hey, she's doing okay now. Yeah.
But man, it'll be fun. I can't wait till we get back together. We get to rap in person. You know what I mean? I feel like I've joined a fraternity that I'm happy to be a part of. All the cool comics that I like in the scene are dads, and especially black dads. So that's really cool to actually now be a part of the fraternity and understand, like, oh, this is why y'all were annoyed with me, my little happy single ass. Like, hey man, comedy's great. Nigga, I ain't slept in years.
Yeah, man. I got to get up and get back home, dog. I got shit to do.
Right.
Like nap.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Well, I will let you go do your shit. First of all, tell the people where they can find you. Tell them, what you got going on, what you got coming up.
On the screen, you could see my ad. That's my Instagram. Follow me. I'm trying to get up to 5,000 people. Maybe I should start with 2. I'm only at 1,200. Let me start with 2,000. I'm trying to get to 2,000. Right.
Right.
And like I said earlier, my YouTube channel, Tim Miller Comedy. What I have coming up? I have shows in the area, but going to have to put it on my website, create a new website, actually. So I'm working on my website right now.
Nice. Where can we see your special? Where's your special at?
Oh, it's actually, so I put it out on CD Baby. CD Baby put it out everywhere. So it's on the full video is on my Patreon, but I think which is Tim Miller Comedy as well. But the album is on YouTube also. Just look up Tim Miller Rule of Thirds.
Okay.
And that's kind of like a play on photography and comedy.
Yeah, it's like both.
Yeah. I think, but it's a little too heady. It was, You
was feeling yourself during that one.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, you know what I'm gonna call it? Rule of thirds. Because comedy has a rule of threes, and in photography, there's a rule of I'm a genius, baby. I'm a genius.
And that shit is genius, bro. I get it. I'm with it. But anybody who's not in those two fields are just like, what does that mean?
What the fuck does that mean? Exactly.
But anybody who's in one of those feels like, ooh, that's clever. And if you're like me, who's in both, it's like, oh,
yeah,
like, okay, Tim,
brother. And then you see the special, I'm like talking about Chick-fil-A and dick pics and shit like that, and you go, okay,
all right.
But I'm looking to do another one soon. I'm looking to just record one soon.
So, yeah, man. I wish you all the best.
Appreciate you.
Hopefully I can get one out as well. If you need any help, I don't know if I'll be available, but if you need any help, hit me up. Anything I can do, I will try to do.
I will.
But yeah, man, this has been dope. Check out my special. It's on YouTube, levelupcomedy.com or Level Up Comedy. You can check it out. It's short. It's a short watch. You know what I'm saying? And I would like to get your feedback because I feel like you're very critical and you'll tell me if it's trash.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest.
Yeah, right.
I'm joking.
Anyway,
I gotta say something.
Yeah, I gotta say. Oh, you see it? Okay.
Yeah, I see it right here.
Yeah, man. So listen, my thing when I was doing, I was like, you remember Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yeah.
And he's like this with the conspiracy. Like that was what my thing was. It's like, oh, because I really got something to say. Because I'm like, like if you're in your living room and then you come in and then you like start telling your friends like, no, but this, that. So that was the look and the thing I was trying to go for in the special. And I don't know if I pulled it off or not, but that's what I was going for. And then people were just like, oh, I like that you have big eyes. I'm like, but you don't see the whole picture.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, man, it's been great chatting with you. We got to do this again, bro. I'm gonna close this joint out. Are you gonna stick around for a second or you got to go?
I can stick around. You mean for after?
Yeah. I'm gonna close this joint out. Stick around for a second.
Yo, thing.
All right. That was Tim Miller of Tim Miller Comedy, hilarious comedian, and a dope Black father. This was fun. I think we learned a lot. It's if you're going to go into the delivery room, you can try to be helpful, but you most likely won't be useful. That's one thing that we learned. And the other thing that we learned is if in your dream someone is telling you to let it go or let me go or whatever, don't do it because you will end up peeing yourself. And that's some knowledge that we can all use. So with that being said, I think we'll go ahead and close it out here. Thanks for watching again. Another episode of the Blerd Dad Podcast. And as always, Blerd Dad out.